If you didn't see it, well, just know that Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback for the Commanders, had himself a night and is having himself a start to the season, a historic start to the season. And I wonder if Patriots fans are asking, why can't that be us? Why can't that be Drake Maye? Why can't we watch a game where they say, what a night for Drake Maye, what a night for Alex Van Pelt, what a night for the New England Patriots? And that's where we start. Big Boy Tuesdays, Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal. How you doing, big fella?
Hello.
Greg Bedard is brought to you by Best Ford in Nashua. Looking for great deals on new Fords? Go to the Best Ford in Nashua, on the web at thebestford.com. Big Jim Murray and Mazz alongside. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Good. All right, big boy. How come that can't be Drake Maye and Alex Van Pelt? Are they not as good?
Who, the Patriots themselves?
Drake Maye and Alex Van Pelt. Are they not as good? As Mazz would say, Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury greater than Drake Maye and Alex Van Pelt.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I would start. Well, there's two things. Number one, and I don't know if I was on during the draft with you guys, but I evaluated the quarterbacks that win the draft the way they went, and Jaden Daniels and Drake Maye to me are two completely different prospects, because Jaden Daniels played in college for 6 years. He's just about to turn 24, started 55 games, I think, in college. Drake Maye started 26. Jaden Daniels had basically came out with perfect throwing mechanics. Also had the run ability. Probably the biggest negative on him was, is he going to be durable enough at his size, because he's so skinny
and style.
And the way he likes to play. He didn't slide very much in college. So Jaden Daniels to me came in with a very high floor. You weren't quite sure what his ceiling was going to be, and we'll ultimately have to see. Is he going to last 17 games? Is he going to last 5 seasons? This is not the first time we saw a Washington quarterback come in and light the world on fire. Robert Griffin. How long did that last? Why? Because it wasn't very durable, and also stuff with Shanahan. But people. And I'm just afraid that people are going to be they're going to see last night and be like so excited that Drake Maye can do the exact same thing. Like, they're not the same player. I mean, you have to understand that, just for example, Jaden Daniels played in the SEC, which is, the best conference in the country, a lot of NFL players. In just SEC play last year, he completed 72.4% of his passes, 25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a 202 rating. Okay? Drake Maye in the ACC, okay? Not the SEC. In the ACC, in just ACC play, he was 7th in his conference in completion percentage. You know who was number 1? It was Jake Plummer, that guy who started the Panthers preseason game for Carolina.
The other Jake Plummer.
Jack Plummer. Jack Plummer. Drake Maye was 4th in passer rating in just ACC play. Okay, so, Drake Maye is not – Jaden Daniels was pretty much a finished product when he came out of school, and perfect throwing mechanics, accuracy off the charts. None of that stuff was said about Drake Maye. Drake Maye was and Mayo even said it at the owners' meeting, like, you have to look at the floor with a guy like Drake Maye. But Drake Maye, because of his size, he has probably a higher ceiling than Jaden Daniels, because he's big, strong. He could be, Josh Allen Jr. in a perfect world. So that's number one on why it can't happen right now, or hasn't happened to this point. Number 2 is, there is not the marriage between play caller, scheme, and the quarterback. And that's the thing I'm most worried about. Like, I don't think Alex, as much as I don't think Drake Maye's ready to play a lot in the NFL, I don't think Alex Van Pelt is ready for Drake Maye. I don't think Drake Maye's a good fit for a system. From what we've seen in 3 games, I have no confidence.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't think Drake Maye's a good fit for Alex Van Pelt's system?
No, not if he's going to be like what we've seen through 3 games, which is West Coast wide zone play. I don't think that plays to his strength. And also, the West Coast offense is so predicated on precise footwork from the quarterback, the receiver, the timing, all that stuff. That's not Drake Maye. Drake Maye's more of a riff. I'm going to play a lot like Josh Allen when he came into the league. And so and what we've seen so far from Alex Van Pelt, including and especially the other night, right now, I don't have much confidence that given Drake Maye, he's going to put him in the best position to succeed as far as scheme, blocking things up, how are we going to play. I don't think he's going to do any of that stuff because he hasn't done it for Jacoby Brissett, and he's almost got him killed. What's he going to do when he gets his hands on Drake Maye?
So we're talking about basically, to coin a phrase, penis envy. Envious of what the Commanders put on the field last night. And again, that clip, I began with that clip. It was a tackle-eligible throw, which wasn't the highlight play from Jaden Daniels, certainly. I just like the call. Big night for the Commanders, big night for Jaden Daniels, big night for Cliff Kingsbury. To sum up, Greg, you're less concerned about the Drake Maye piece of it than you are about the Cliff Kingsbury to Alex Van Pelt piece of it.
Yes, because if you put Drake Maye with Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Clint Kubiak in New Orleans, like those guys, I can see they have I wrote a column on this comparing the Patriots offense to what they're trying to do to what the Saints are doing. Again, Saints weren't that great on offense this weekend, so rough timing for me, but based off the first two games. But those guys, they know that this is what I have on the offensive line. This is what we can do. This is what my quarterback does well. This is what my quarterback doesn't do well. And I am going to scheme it up to put him in the best position possible. And so far, Alex Van Pelt has completely failed in that aspect when it comes to the Patriots. So why the hell would I want his mitts on Drake Maye in a game?
617-779-0985. Mazz, Murray, thoughts?
So, look, to me, that was the most striking thing from that game. And I felt this way in the preseason. And again, it was preseason, so you sort of dismiss it. But in that first preseason game that Jaden Daniels played, they ran plays that were for his skill set. They ran, RPOs, and they ran balls down the sideline that he was best at in college. They're basically doing the same thing now in games. To me, the Daniels-Maye comparison is difficult because we really haven't seen Maye. We don't know yet. I mean, Daniels can play. I don't think there's any question based on what we've seen so far. We all feel that way. But what they're asking him to do and the way they're managing him, he's completed 80% of his passes in his first three games. And
it's like an NFL record.
Right, and he's thrown the 23 most passes. So in terms of attempts, it's near the bottom, but in terms of efficiency, it's near the top, which tells me that Kingsbury's not putting too much on his plate. He's giving him throws that he knows the kid can make. They're protecting him reasonably well. They're 10th in the league, according to Pro Football Focus, and pass blocking. The Patriots are 28th. Washington got ready for this kid. They put pieces around him that can help him and make the job easier for him, starting with the coordinator.
So you're saying Washington has done a better job than you?
Correct.
Murray, your thoughts?
Well, I will tell you all that a insufferable beast might have been awakened last night, like a grudge-fueled Godzilla. I am feeling a petty pulse, of which I haven't felt since the days of Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay uniform. Because the guy I wanted, guy you could have had, but no, culture wins. Let's win in Pittsburgh. Oh, Chad Ryland, make that kick in Denver. Yeah. Jaden Daniels looked like the real deal, throwing bombs in big crucial moments, throwing touchdowns to fat linemen, running in touchdowns. He's the real deal. But no, culture wins. So we have Drake Maye. So my main, I don't care if Drake Maye doesn't have to play this year. I said that yesterday. If the offensive line's going to suck that bad, I don't need to see him. But when he gets in there, you better hope to God he's the real deal. Because you're never going to hear the end of it as long as I'm on these airwaves. Ever, 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 ever.
Okay, we'll have more on this today, and it sounds like going forward.
I think that's a safe bet.
Well, that's what this is all about. And it's a Shake Your Ass Tuesday for Big Jim Murray, because that was impressive. The ball that you've seen over and over again and is sort of like the signature play, the ball that he threw to McLaurin to, sort of salt that game away was big time. I mean, not just where he put it, but for him to stand in there with a runaway blitzer coming right at his kisser. You get cracked right underneath the chin, and he hung in there just that one extra second you needed, half second, whatever, because McLaurin, it was interesting. I was watching the post game. And, oh, by the way, Terry McLaurin, I have penis envy for Terry McLaurin. That guy is a baller. He's just such a tough, competitive kid. I love that player. But he said after the game that he actually called for, he went to Kingsbury and said, let me go on the boundary to win the game. But I needed an extra count to shake the coverage. I needed to do a double move because they were sort of ready for me. Because if you remember the series before, they tried McLaurin on the other side on a similar play. The Bengals sent someone off the corner, and they tried McLaurin on the other side on a deep corner to the left side, offensive left side, and it was covered, and Daniels kind of threw it out of bounds. And McLaurin said, I just need that extra second to shake him. So Daniels knew he was going to have to hold the ball for a second. And that blitzer was coming right in his face. And he hung in there just that quarter second to give himself the time. And, that was a big-time play right there.
Absolutely. Again, it might be the toughest thing to do is stand there, finish the throw. Don't truncate it. Don't peel off, and certainly don't cower up. And he didn't do any of that.
So, you know me, I don't believe in these young quarterbacks, and I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury. That is true. I'm on record as that. I'm not going to change my mind off of one night, but, that was a night. That was impressive. I watched a lot of that ball game.
Yep.
That was good. And Kingsbury's clearly, managing that player. And there is a marriage there that you can see. And, I don't believe in it. I'm not going to change my mind, but... Well, we have a talk show to do today, and that's what happened last night.
By the way, on that, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about, the Patriots don't have a receiver like Terry McLaurin, which they don't. You can still function, okay? There have been plenty of teams here that didn't have great receivers that function. Yes, you had the quarterback, but people will also talk about the offensive line. And this isn't to let Elliott Wolf off the hook or anything like that, because a lot of the criticisms that I have right now are the same criticisms that I had of the former Patriots regime in 2014 after they went to Kansas City and got blown out. And what happened? I came in here and I ranted and raved about the coaching, that they weren't doing a good enough job. McDaniels, Scarnecchia, yeah, they had some issues on the offensive line, some crappy guys, but, they needed to coach it up better, and they eventually did, and they won a Super Bowl. But, the Commanders don't have a good offensive line either. But what they do have is a play caller who understands that and helps out his line. I mean, the guy Lucas, who plays left tackle, he's a career right tackle. He's sort of like their Okorafor. He hasn't gone AWOL or anything. Allegretti, who plays left guard for them, he was terrible in Kansas City. He's a backup guard. Biadasz, the center, is good. They signed him from Dallas.
Wisconsin kid, right?
Yep. Cosme, the right guard, is solid. The right tackle is solid. It's not a great offensive line, and they're finding a way to make it work, and the Patriots can do a lot better. I mean, for crying out loud, they have 306 passing yards in 3 games. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
And so you're saying the talent's more than that.
100 yards a game? Yes. Anybody worth a salt as an offensive coordinator, as a play caller, as a schemer in this league can do more than what Alex Van Pelt has done. I don't want to the personnel is not great. It's better than this.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.